Welcome back. We're watching more Mob Psycho, and if belief is all you need, well, then apparently a giant broccoli and someone with a very peculiar haircut is something to devote your life to. Not entirely sure why, maybe they don't really have a lot else going on, but Mob going in to not only give everyone the part of their own free will back, their own decision making, stop Dimple from whatever his plan is to become a god. But let's be honest, that's all devolved now. This has become personal. This is about his t-shirt. So let's see what happens. My tinnitus. Getting to replay his monkey shirt in his mind, getting ready for being outside, being seen. Seeing everyone else agree that the shirt might not have been the best of fashion choices. Careful, Dimple. It made him feel good, whether the design or not is meant to be seen by the greater outside world. The slow pan. I mean, anything in the direct vicinity, time and history itself to rewind before he got the shirt? But considering that we're on episode now 6 of this season, we're already getting the confrontation with God-powered Dimple. What's going to come of the rest of it? And the fact that Ichabod did not give up at all. So, what the fuck is that t-shirt? Are you certain about this? What the hell? It must have been cheap. I just found it on the floor, right? You had nothing else to wear. All the other clothes were dirty. Yeah. One of those sentences might have been okay, but everything he said all at once. Dimple is. A simple fact, he just is. Oh. It's sprouting a tree of his own. It was not aimed at anyone in particular. Does he manage to control his outburst there? Is he just given up? It's like he willingly just shed everything. Is it because they, rather than getting through to him on a psychic level, just go through this like a normal person, try and change his ways? Give him a little bit of a haircut. Enemy, but it's Dimple. Because he trusts him. Not on a quite level playing field, as it were, but Is this the first time that Echo's been treated like this, like a... rather than trying to hide it or anything? So, much more than a friend, like a best friend, telling him that this shirt was shit. He keeps telling himself that. So he just needs, what, someone to reel him in a little. And yet he seems to be slightly happy with it at the same time. Yeah, but Mob's idea of getting carried away is slightly different than Dimple's. Hmm. Then it wouldn't have come to the conclusion and actions that are going on now. The fact that Mob is always, well, always, thinking about other people's and level-headed, and yet he wanted to have him to be part of it. So will he ever forgive him? How can you make a evil spirit have a change of heart? And yet it all felt off. He had no one to share it with. The fact that he had that little bit of opposition to his plan, someone didn't just go along with him. Must have been at least slightly fun. A simple request. He just treated him like the fart he is. And so, what, by this sheer kind of strength of Mob not wanting anything from him, trying to be genuine, And they can plan out the next steps together. That was a good shine. Sometimes the simplest of desires are the hardest to obtain. If that's I mean, erase everyone's memories of this incident, sure, but why are we all gathered here? I like I like the Egyptian imagery in the back for becoming a god. He came here expecting some sort of fight, and this is what he got from it. He spent all that energy. He has nothing left. Why is that animated so well? You come here thinking some egomaniacal god being taking the thoughts and prayers and beliefs from the surrounding areas to get as strong as possible. And you leave it just a golden friend. I mean, to do something about the broccoli. Well, that's true. I mean, the ocean that would cause a bit of trouble. Yeah. If it wasn't prone to like decaying and falling apart over time. People need something to believe in, I guess. Fall asleep. The fact that this is going far too easily. You've overcome the. Oh, I like that. It all sound just cuts. I don't like that. Is he. The things he's created coming back to haunt him, it's actually gained sentience in a way. Hmm. So the broccoli itself is alive with its own ambitions now. He is sustenance. I mean, such a delightful food source, such a great source of nutrients, considering his energy output. Hmm. And is Dimple going to slowly start losing all of his energy and power now that he's kind of giving it away, taken off the brainwashing? No one else can have him. It's his friend, after all. I really do love how heavy Golden Dimple sounds. And considering all of the power that has been expended into the broccoli, and the fact that the floor, the walls, the pillars themselves can become new entities. Oh god. Just you get a heavy dose of weed killer. We might be good. It can get through his barrier. And leaving a hefty mark on him. Fighting inside the broccoli is never gonna. It's gonna be a losing battle. It's a battle of attrition with an entity that just has so much energy right now. Now, this is not the battle I expected, but woo, indeed. Quite the impressive light show while we're at it. Expend everything that he's got left to try and take down the rest of these floral bastards. I do not like how his pectorals gyrate. I also did not kind of expect the aerial assault that we're seeing here. Well, everyone in the vicinity is toast. Much less the cavalcade of enemies right there. That voice acting. He's far too tired for that. Nothing to worry himself over. The fact that he's actually managed to get back to him and talk to him like this. Yep. That by itself, not using the power at his disposal. Knowing that he had this extraordinary ability and psychic abnormality. His first and final order. If it isn't for the best intentions here. And he's seeing him as Dimple, not this god variant. So I see the battle with the broccoli isn't over, since he just said you go on ahead, and oh god, we weren't seeing the full picture. Much like he's seeing Dimple as he is now, we weren't getting the battle damaged variant. Using a little bit of power there, brainwashing him to get him away and out in his currently defenseless self. Did he do it? You go on ahead, like self-sacrifice, get Mob out of there. They might be distracted by the monkey. Whenever you've got a song playing over the credits while it's still part of the episode, is it going in the ocean? I guess he did still have something left to do. Memories being a bit hazy. If he could work it out himself, something must have gone on. Why can he not quite remember, with the broccoli itself now leaving? Something who's only slightly fishy. Didn't expect it to be blasting off into space. It is one way of getting rid of broccoli. It seems so quiet now. Yeah, okay. I think that is as an ending for an episode after the events we've seen, having Dimple expend the last of himself, the energy to pick up the broccoli and hurl it into space. With Mob kind of realizing what's happened, what's going on, why he's back home with no memory of the events. God. All of Mob Psycho's arcs and things we've seen throughout the past of it, I've been one thing or another, but if we get rid of the visual spectacle of part of that episode, the fact is it wasn't, at least between Mob and Dibble, the usual fight. Oh, here's a big antagonist. Is the big bad boss. Got to do something about it. And yet, in the kind of what he's probably learned from Reagan. There are other ways around a conflict. Talking people down from what they've put themselves up against. Realizing that this reasons behind everyone's actions, and in this, just wanting a friend. And I think the big moment is, him getting hitting that limit, the 100% rage factor, and yet blasting the energy into the stratosphere and then forgiving him. He's the only one who could be open and honest about his shirt being hideous. Trust and friendship is better than, well, more powerful than anything else. Dimple being there to kind of help out throughout. Oh, was he? Which episode of season 1 was he introduced? But since being there's kind of been that mainstay of, kind of in the background and yet helping out when it needs to. Actually, much like Reagan or some other voices in his life, giving some proper advice. So we'll be back, right? Mob will wake up in the morning and, status quo, everything will be back to normal. Just seeing him in that state, actually getting through, my brainwashing should work now. First and only order. Get up, go home. Be safe. So yeah, I think we can all somewhat agree with, the ending words. Arigato. Ikabo. So, if you have been devastated by losing a dear friend in this episode, consider leaving a like on the video. I think I really need it right now. But he's seen worse in previous arcs. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Maybe leave a comment down below if that takes your fancy. Join onto my Discord to continue the conversation or to receive a little bit of counselling after what we've seen. But for now, get yourselves a bit of a rest. I'll see you in the next one. If you would want to raise the broccoli that is my channel into outer space so that it no longer hurts anyone else, consider joining onto my Patreon. And though I may not be the best friend there is possible, at least I'm not made of gold. So, I guess I need to thank Noku, Raywin, Sal, Arthia, Kite, Endurist, Shiwan, Mats, Akane, Guado, Danny Swee, Maxwell, SZ9870, Diego Zenhausen, Jim Ace Backwards, The Kebab Seller, and everyone else for really getting me this far with only minimal brainwashing.